By a vote of 8-3, Miranda, you've been evicted from the Big Brother Columbus house.
I voted for Miranda. Partially the first reason being I would have put her on the block had I gotten HOH. She hadn't vibed very well. She wasn't very socially strong. At the same time, it also Jamie's agenda, and honestly, with being the first HOH, you kind of want to like play along with that, and I think everyone felt that way.
I ruefully voted for Miranda. I hated to see her go. She was a great person. I had to go with the house. I had to do, what I needed to do to get the job done. I was expecting swing votes. I wasn't expecting 3.
Yeah, congrats, Kristen.
Anyway, that was an exciting week 1. Congrats.
That was something.
Congrats, top 13. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
It just...
We were confused. It's like the...
And I want you up at a I don't want to be like, nobody can be there.
I think it really hurt people that they didn't say, and I think Miranda brought it up because she didn't make a lot of effort to get out in a game where this is part of how it is.
I'm trying to play as good of a game as I can. I feel like I'm working with everyone. I feel like it could bite me in the ass. I feel like I have a little bit bigger of a target than I would ideally like. So the plan now is to lay low, focus on social connection so other people can win HOH and, take out who they want, because at the end only 2 people can sit.
I found out information about people via Facebook at the last minute when the cast was revealed, and I found a few pieces of information. 1, that Becca is a Hufflepuff. I'm also Hufflepuff. 2, that Jessica likes the Packers. I have a Packers wallet. I hate football, but I'm technically a Packers fan. I have a blanket that's a Packers blanket, and I laid it out for Jessica to see. She didn't see it, unfortunately, but someone brought up sports, and so I was like, oh yeah, I don't really like sports, but I'm a Packers fan. And Jessica was like, I love the Packers. I was like, wow, that's so cool.
Hello, house guests. For the second time, the power is up for grabs. This week, you'll be competing in a game we call Strike Your Pinterest. And here's how it works. 1 at a time, you will take turns throwing the bowling ball into the 6 pins. The house guests that knock over the most pins will bowl again. This will continue until one player proves herself queen of the lanes with the highest score in that round. So rack 'em up, knock 'em down, knit a sweater, throw some ceramics, and let's just pretend you're a creative person with interesting hobbies, because you're about to play Strike Your Pinterest! Any questions? Good! Let's begin.
So the HOH competition was like giant inflatable bowling. You had this bowling ball that was about like this, and you had to somehow throw it at a bunch of pins that are about like half my height. I'm terrible at bowling already, and I was like, maybe it's like duck pin bowling. It's close enough. It's not. It's like duck pin bowling, but gigantic, and it doesn't make any fucking sense with physics, and it's just like, you can't hit the pins at a certain point in order to knock them all down. Oh my God, I did pretty good though. I'm not mad, but oh my, it was weird.
I get it. Get my ball where, make sure it was proportioned evenly as much as possible. Aim for the top pin, but aim where it will bang into the others where I can at least get those 5 down. I went at it with force because, even though I don't really want to make enemies early on, I knew I wanted to win.
HOH is Lance.
I was geeked, I was excited, and I knew this reward came with a lot of responsibility, and I was ready to make that responsibility even though it was hard. After my HOH, I turned it into Bachelor in Columbus Paradise. And I told everyone, hey, I'm going to my HOH room, let's have dates. So, that was also who was eager enough to come on a date with me was ultimately what hindered into my decision.
Relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm happy that you came talk to me first because I needed somebody just to
I got you, boo, I got you.
Spoke with Heather. Everything was good. I still have an amazing vibe from Heather, so there was no swaying about that. I knew she wasn't going up.
So where are you?
It's so early. I feel I'm making good vibes with everybody, and that's why going into it, I didn't feel the greatest vibe from Alex. I feel like he pops in, he has a great knowledge for a game. He pops into conversations at the weirdest times and just hoping, just ready to find out what's going on. I feel like he's so scatterbrained. So I knew going into it, he was potentially someone I would put on the block. You good?
Okay.
There's nothing.
That's all I want to hear. I'm good now. You weren't anywhere near my mind for a block anytime soon.
Yeah,
So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and if you don't nominate me, that even secures that even further up. I ain't coming after it.
Yeah. Ironically, the person who hasn't talked to me from the moment we finished Veto competition number 2 through eviction haven't talked to me until I was HOH, and you, ironically, is the second person to come into my room. And who do you think it is? Alex. So, so I give him the spiel. Oh, we're good. Everything is amazing. Knowing in the back of my mind, I had to make the decision if I wanted to initially come for him and give him a chance in the veto, or if I wanted to just backdoor him.
Congrats on HOH.
It's just so hard, early on.
So as Lance wins HOH, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I feel like I made a good connection with Lance early on in the game. I feel like we connected on a lot of things. I went to talk to him in the HOH room. As soon as I got in there, I felt like I didn't have anything to worry about. So I was pretty excited that he won that round. Alex and Kyle, I feel like they know a lot about the game, so they kind of are ooh, where are their knowledge and their strategy with the game.
Alex really drew a red flag with me.
I am worried mostly about Alex and Kyle. I feel like they have a lot of knowledge in the game, and no one's kind of really, I think they're kind of floating under the radar.
I was wavering in my head from talking to a lot of people, getting things together, being able to start making better connections with people. Like Layla brought up that she doesn't really know the game, and she is inspired by people like me and Jamie, who's here to play the game, and she senses that and she wants to work with people. To some people that may be threatening, but to her it was very welcoming. I want to learn. She wants to learn from me, and that's I feel good about that.
So I wanted to ask you, is there anything that you think that I could be doing better since I don't...
game-wise? I mean, it's hard being that you don't know the game. I mean, there's nothing you can do better. You making good relationships with people, because I got a good vibe from you.
I mean, I feel like I'm looking up to you and Jamie so much that I
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Both of you guys know how to play this so well.
Yes, I mean,
I tried to play him up a little bit. I tried to stroke his ego a little bit. I asked him if there's anything I could be doing better. And so hopefully he got sort of a fatherly sort of take on me. Maybe would take me under his wing. And that's kind of the card I'm gonna ride for right now.
This is the nomination ceremony, and one of my duties as head of household is to nominate 2 house guests for eviction. I will begin by pulling the first key. That person is safe. The next person will pull the next key, and so forth and so on until all the keys have been pulled. 2 house guests without their key has been nominated for eviction, and I'll pull the first key, meaning that person is safe. That person is Heather.
is Jessica.
The next person safe is Tim.
The next person safe is Jamie. The next person safe is Kyle.
Thank you. Alright, the next person safe. Jalen.
The last person safe is
Tay.
All right, I have nominated Kristen and Becca. It's early on, we both were up round one. I think you're great, but you didn't even try to come talk to me.
I actually did, but you were upstairs.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. It's nothing personal at all. And Becca, I know you can fight in that veto, win that thing, girl. And that's all I have. For the two nominees, join me up here and we'll be picking players for the veto.
I'm on the block for the second time. Becca is a strong competitor. She and I have very strong personalities. I feel like it's she and I as a female duel. She and I were put on the block together twice.
Tay.
Myself. So I get to choose. Right?
House guest.
Oh, wow.
Becca draws house guest choice. She chooses Jamie, which is good because Jamie is a competition beast, and I'm happy that I have somebody like that on my side. You know, it's still a lot of people in the house. Maybe by some luck of the draw, Alex will not be able to play in the veto. And it came down to Kirsten picking. And who do you think she picked?
Alex.
She picked Alex, the one person I needed to avoid being in this veto competition.
I love hugs.
I actually get picked to play in the veto competition, which is really exciting. I was excited to play in a veto competition. I want to play in as many competitions as possible. I want to host a veto competition if possible. So this is really exciting, even though I'm pretty sure if I win it, I'll keep the nominations the same, even though I like Becca very much. It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to rock the boat, but it would at least give me safety for the week, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Lance put me up and then he was like, hey, let's talk. And I was like, all right, let's talk. So we go outside and we're talking. He's like, you're not my target. I'm like, okay. So what do you want me to do? And he's like, just play it cool. Okay, so what's playing it cool? Oh, you know. I'm like, no. No, I don't know. So he's like, you know, just do what you've been doing. And I'm like, okay, well, it's a lot of boozing. Hey, girl. Well, see you later. Well, see you, bye.
Guys, welcome to your next veto competition. Okay, crippling student debt, rising costs of living, and stagnant wages can only mean one thing. It's time to get a second job. And since millennials are much too special and highly educated for decently paying manual labor, you're going to slave for tips in the service industry.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, you have applied to Julie's, the newly refurbished classic cocktail lounge with management from hell. You've made it through training and now it's time for the final bartending exam as you play Veto with a twist. Here's how the game works. Each round, Julie will describe a cocktail for you to make. Using your ingredient cards and by checking the cocktail menu, you must assemble the correct drink. Enter the queue and Julie will check your answers. The round will continue until one player has not made the correct drink. They are eliminated and then Julie will present the cocktail for the next round. So, it's time for you amateur mixologists to count your pours, twist some lemons, and learn when to cut a queen off the sauce because you're about to play Veto with a twist.
I feel like a classic hangover cure And that's why this drink is called a corpse reviver number 2. Make me a drink!
It's essentially memory. We had to sit there and make cocktails for Julie's. We were trying to win a job, so it was like turned into another reality show, work for Julie. And my goal was to win, and I was hoping that with it being an eliminator style that I could get Alex out of that first.
Oh, my corpse got you revived! Lance is moving on to the next round. Alex is moving on to the next round.
Jamie, moving on to the next round. Good job. Oh, damn it. Tay is moving on to the next round. And Becca, moving on to the next round. And so, I'm sorry, Kristen, you have flunked school.
I did throw the comp because of the fact Becca is a strong competitor. So why not make her look like a bigger threat, right?
Round 2. I'm just gonna do a brown derby. Make me a drink.
As far as if I actually want to win the veto, I'm not necessarily sure that I want it, but I would like to win a comp and show that I can do things in this house.
No, the old-fashioned isn't real. Hey, Julie. Hi.
And Alex, you're moving on to the next round. Jamie, you're moving on to the next round.
Little person.
Becca, moving on to the next round.
One last drink.
And Lance, moving on to the next round. Sorry, Tay, you have flunked school. Sorry.
It would also just feel really good to have that safety because I know there have been some people that have been a little bit turned off by how I've been playing so far. I am sort of cognizant of this after having some conversations with people, so it would just be nice to have that safety and make sure that I'm not going to get backdoored or anything.
I want an aviation. Make me a drink. Oh, sorry. Have you seen one before?
What?
An aviation. No, the color's gorgeous.
Is it kind of like this?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like this when you throw the dishwater?
No, not your dishwater. Girl.
I was like, legit. Alex, moving on to the next round.
Yeah. A lot of game words.
Yeah.
No.
Try again, Lance.
I had a lot of friends that worked there. Like one of my
Jamie,
best
moving on to the
friends
next
worked
round.
there too. And then we made some new friends. So it was alright.
Becca, moving
first
on to
one
the
I
next
was-
round. Sorry, Lance, you have enough.
Third round, my cards was all over the place and I was just flustered. And I'm out. Mind you, at this point, Alex has been coming out first in round 2 and 3, so it's starting to scare me.
Let's do a search and rescue. Make me a drink.
Alex, moving on to the next round. Jamie, moving on to the next round. Sorry, Becca, you have flunked school and I've been eliminated.
So others are dropping like flies. The 2 nominees drop, Tay drops, I drop, and it's left with just Jamie and Alex.
I want something fancy. I want something worthy of my namesake. I think we're gonna go with the milkshake of cocktails, as disgusting as that sounds. The Ramos Gin Fizz. Make me a drink. It's a Ramos Gin Fizz. Huh? It takes 12 minutes to make it properly. Fuck that drink, right? Fuck that drink. Oh.
But it has gin in it. So, in the name. Well, in the name. It's in the name. Have you ever?
It came down to me and him. I read the last ingredient, and there were 7 things, but lemon, lime, orange were right in there, and those are like bartending 101. So it's like, I don't even need to remember those. I just need to remember the other 4.
happy that Big Brother gods are working in my favor right now. And now it's just time for me to execute on that plan. And I'm just hoping that with me talking to people, letting them know this is my agenda, I want Alex gone. Sorry.
This is the veto meeting. Becca and Kristen, you have been nominated for eviction, but I hold the power to veto one of these nominations. At this time, both nominees may tell me why I should use the power veto on them. Becca, you may speak first.
Well, hey guys. That has it. My reasoning's still kind of the same. I still feel like, especially now after like a couple more competitions, really getting to talk to you guys and spend some time, I still feel like this could be a really great game if I'm a part of it, and I still really like the chance to be a part of it for a little bit. But yeah, so that's really about it.
I can't really follow that because I feel exactly the same way. I like you guys a lot. I think we're having a lot of fun. So yeah, do whatever you need to do.
Alright, ladies, mucho respect to both of you. At this point in time, what kind of douchebag would I be if I didn't veto the person who chose me to play for them? So I have chosen to use the power veto on Becca.
I'm having this strange sense of dignity.
At this time, I vetoed someone, and as the current HOH, you must now name a replacement nominee.
This is never easy because picking 2 people to go up on a block was essentially hard, and now picking a third, it's even worse. But I think this decision is kind of what's best for the house as a whole. And I just hope that y'all respect this decision. I'm sorry, but Alex, you're sitting on the block. Sorry.
Hey man.
Hey.
This veto meeting is adjourned.
That was surprising. I'm really surprised that no one said anything to me first. Because I can't believe that Jamie wouldn't have known that I would go up. He talked to Lance basically the entire post-veto. So the idea that he didn't know is a little bit absurd to me. And when you couple that with the fact that he was the one that told me previously that people were potentially throwing my name around, that sort of stings, honestly. And Lance also not really having the balls to say anything to me, either having functionally avoided me the entire post-veto, it hurts.
Everyone has been here pretty much the same amount of time, and I just feel like with you, I never really, I honestly can't find one distinct thing besides where you're from that I could pinpoint and say, oh, this is what I know about Alex. And it's no offense, I just feel like if the situation was worse, I feel you could say the same thing about me.
But I understand that, but I was genuine upstairs when I said that you weren't anywhere near people who I was going to hunt, genuinely. And I think that I just, that's why this thing's low, because I thought we were good. I really did.
Yeah, and
I'm not so, it's, it's a game and we're all here to play it, but, to just see them flip on a dime after how they'd been acting, yeah, it hurt. It hurt. Fuck me. Okay. What's the argument against Kristen? That's what I need right now is I need the argument against Kristen and I need the argument for me. So then I just sort of take a minute to myself, because if there's one thing that I have learned not to do, it is not to go down without a fight. So I just take a moment to myself in the backyard and I say, okay, what's the argument? How do we get out of this? Because I don't have the social connections yet where people like me more than Kristen or people like me enough to keep me around. So what's the strategic argument? And that's the key here, because 2 people have just burned me. 2 people have just lit my game on fire just to see it burn. So I'm gonna do the same to them. I mean, the argument against me is fuck Lance. That's the fucking argument. Don't do what the fuck he wants. Don't do what the fuck Jamie wants. If you do what they want, they'll run the fucking house. But the problem is that I don't know who's working. Because that's the argument to make to Becca. Becca is probably with Jamie. He's vetoed twice. Why wouldn't he? So this is the argument that I make to everyone. Lance just burned me. Jamie just burned me. They have won all of the comps so far. If you let them continue winning comps, they will run the house. And that's not good for anyone not named Jamie and not named Lance. If I stick around, the people who obviously vote to save me will not be on the block until Lance and Jamie are both out of here. And I'm just gonna blow shit up, because I won't care at that point. And if I'm doing the blowing up, y'all don't have to. Right. If I stay in the house, I am blowing them. And that's really good for everyone else. Anyone who sits next to Kristen is going home. Miranda's gone home. If I go home next to her, anyone who sits next to her will go home. Jamie told me I was good with him. He actively warned me that people wanted me out, and then he burned me, which is amazingly shitty. It's amazing. Yeah. I understand if you don't think that's in your best interest, but they've won all 4 of the comps. Yeah. I've shown that I was this close to winning the POV. So I go to each and every person, and I tell them exactly that. I am super upfront about my plans. If I am in this house next week, if I win the HOH, I will burn their asses. I will light them on fire and cackle as they burn. They will both go up on the block. There will be no backdoor bullshit. There will be none of this nonsense. I have never understood the necessity for a backdoor. Just put them the fuck up. Here's the pitch. Everyone's getting the same pitch. You may have heard some of it by now, but basically I'm here to light everyone on fire who just fucked me. Sure. Because 2 people told me I was good with them, and then they burned me and put me on the block, and I have no interest in that. I would like to stay in business. And if I do, I will light everything on fire, which is not you, or anyone who votes to save me. Not literally, but also literally. When I survive, there are 2 people who I am coming at with the fury of 1,000 suns, which burns deep within my soul. And that's Jamie, who vetoed and knew I would be put up, and Lance, who told me I was chill with him, and then put me up.
People came to me and were like, Alex wants you out, and he's saying that you're going after all the girls. And I was like, okay. So I went outside being confrontational.
I don't know what you got.
What's up?
Hey, how are you?
What did I do to you?
Well, you vetoed.
I vetoed somebody I didn't nominate.
I
Now you're
understand.
trying to put words in my mouth? What did I didn't do shit to you. I'm the only person that told you all these things wanted you out. And you're gonna sit here and tell people that I'm your target and that I'm after the girls and try to blow my shit up. I'm one of the few people in here that gave you a chance and let you know that everybody was after you.
I understand.
So now you're going home and you're going to try to be rude to me, and I was one of the people that gave you the respect and let you know. And you're gonna try to blow my game up on the way out because I used to veto on someone.
Yes, because you have
Perfect.
won. You have won 3 of the 4 comps.
Blow it up on your way out the door. Don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Like, because I didn't do shit to you.
Okay.
And so now you're gonna talk shit about me.
I kind of just let him have it and then just went back inside. He's like, well, you used the veto. And I was like, you just told everyone you wanted me out now. And he's like, well, you used the veto. And I was like, you're leaving. Bye.
Yes. But guess what? You're going home.
Okay, fine. That's all I can say. Okay. It's entirely possible if this is completely fruitless that I'm about to go out 10-0. And if that happens, then so be it. But I fought my way out of the house. Yeah.
It's week 2 in the Big Brother house, and the house guests continue to game at a feverish pace. For the 2nd week in a row, the veto was used. For the 2nd week in a row, Becca was saved. And for the 2nd week in a row, Jamie was the veto holder. Double trouble? No. The tide will always turn, because this is Big Brother. Thank you. Layla. What up, though? Coming into this game, it seems to have been very open about not being very familiar with Big Brother. How's the learning curve? How's the experience so far?
I feel like I'm learning a lot. There's a lot of psychology going on. There's a lot of secret psychology going on. And I'm just trying to stay afloat above all of it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think I'm doing okay.
Well.
I think.
Alright, so it is time for the eviction. We have Alex and Kristen on the block tonight. Just a moment, the voting house guests will send to the diary room and catch your vote to pick one of them. But before we do that, you each have a chance to plead your last case to the house guests. We'll start with ladies first. Kristen, please address the house.
Hey everyone. I think that I've gotten to know each of you individually, and I like you all on an individual basis, hence the individuality. I don't want to go. If you want to hang out, let's talk a little bit, let's play. I don't want to go, so let's play.
Thank you. Alex, it's your turn to address the house.
Here for a good time, not a long time. I think I've said just about everything I need to say to each of you individually, so I don't really have a whole lot here to add, so sorry about the ratings. I also obviously want to be here. I hope that you will see that it is in your best interests to keep me in the house. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've made my pitch. I don't have anything else here to add. I don't have a secret power of veto to pull out or anything. God, I wish I did. Yeah, that's all I got. I hope you'll vote to keep me.
Thank you. All right, one at a time, you will go to the diary room to cast your votes to evict either Kristen or Alex. This week, let's start over here. Jalen, if you'd like to go first, and then we'll just continue in our little horseshoe.
Let's do it.
Hello! Please cast
Hey.
your vote to evict between Alex and Kristen.
They all think I'm falling asleep and not really checking into this game, but I'm wide awake and I'm woke and ready to evict Alex. Sorry, bro, you're not coming for Jamie or Lance.
Fancy seeing you here again.
Hello, Layla.
Hello.
Please cast your vote to evict between Kristen and Alex.
Kristen.
Vote to evict Kristen. Hello, Jessica.
Hello.
Please cast your vote to evict between Alex and Kristen.
Okay, so my vote tonight, I'm going to vote to evict Alex because I like when you talk to me, not at me.
Hello, Kyle.
Hello.
Please cast your vote to evict between Alex and Kristen.
Well, I'd love to create some chaos, but unfortunately I think the chaos would be directed at me, so I vote to evict Alex.
Thank you. Hello, Tori.
Hello.
Please cast your vote to evict between Alex and Kristen.
My vote tonight, and I'm voting for Alex.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That way.
Hi, Jamie.
Hello.
Please cast your vote to evict between Alex and Kristen.
This is what you get for plotting against me. Take yes home. I vote to evict Alex.
Thank you. Hi, Tay.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict between Kristen and Alex.
I vote to evict Kristen.
Thank you, Tay.
Thank you.
How are you, Julie?
Hello, Heather. I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Yes.
Please cast your vote to evict between Alex and Kristen.
I sadly vote to evict Alex. Go Akron. Sorry.
Thanks, Heather. Hello, Becca.
Hi.
Please cast your vote to evict between Alex and Kristen.
I cast my vote to evict Alex.
Thank you. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict between Alex and Kristen.
I vote to evict Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you. By a vote of 8 to 2, Alex, you've been evicted from Big Brother Columbus House. 1 minute to say your goodbyes, get the belongings behind the front door.
How much are you doing? Are we doing this?
Like, isn't it happening this time?
It's happening.
Go ahead. You saw this. I hesitated to get out.
welcome to my car.
It's a lovely car.
Thank you. I am happy to have met you.
Yeah.
Let's talk game.
Oh boy, do let's. I played too much too fast, and I didn't win the veto that I needed to, which sort of sucks. You know, do you know when you're doing something and you know that whatever you're doing is not the thing you're supposed to be doing at that moment, but you just can't help yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, I had that real hard during the first HOH. It was like, I wanted to talk to people during it, and I wanted to like get in on the strategy that was happening, because I've been eliminated from games before for not doing strategy, and then people saw that and they thought I was being too aggressive, so I got eliminated for doing strategy.
Did you have fun?
I liked the comps. I enjoyed the comps. I'm glad I came down because I was terrified, honestly. Like I was almost, I like had to force myself to walk out the door to come down here. I was just so petrified of like, because I don't know any of these people. I don't know anything that's gonna happen. I've never played a Big Brother game before. Maybe that didn't help my game. I don't know, but I've played a lot of reality games online and stuff, and like 60% of me playing them is because I like playing them and because I like the competition, and 40% is because I just want to give the hosts a good time, and I want to give whoever's spectating a good time, and I just want to make good fucking TV, you know? So if I did that, even if it was only 2 episodes, then it's a success. There have been games in the past that I've played where I've been in trouble and I've just given up. And I'm really glad that I didn't this time. Even though it didn't work in my favor, even though I only managed to flip 2 votes, I didn't give up. I was working that. And, you know, if people, it's hard to flip the house. If people don't think that keeping me around is best for the game, they don't think so. I can only do so much to change them. I only have so many arguments I can make in week 2. My hope is that people didn't vote me out because they don't like me.
I don't.
Like, my hope is that, like, I just fucked up my game and that's it. Because, like, if they voted me out because they don't like me, then I'm just gonna feel like shit. No. But I just think I played too hard, and I'm okay with that. You know, it's who I am.